Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, let's get original crew, man. We're back on the channel, man. We got today. Killer's son realizes police found his parents' bodies. All right, we got one of these today.
All right.
See, like I ain't signed up for this today, man. A lot, huh?
A whole lot.
Hey, man, with that being said, before we get into it today, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want to first pour, all you gotta do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
lock it in with a thumbs up.
Let's hop into it, y'all. Let's check it out. Let's see what it's about. Ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let go.
Okay, just sit tight, bud. I'm gonna safety lock those, and then you and I are gonna talk for a second. You know why we're here?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we did find the bodies.
This is Peter and Elvira Allman, a married couple last seen in this CCTV footage walking back to their home before they disappeared. 24 hours later, the same couple were found, beaten, dead, and hidden inside a U-Haul truck. With no clue how this gruesome double homicide happened, detectives are left to piece together the puzzle and find the killer.
You murdered your parents. And he said, actually, yeah.
I said, what are we talking about? He says, I got 2 bodies. I said, what do you mean bodies? He says, I killed my parents.
So he says that he was going to Milwaukee. His plan is to head in the direction of Milwaukee and then turn around and go back south. That way you guys think he's going north.
Be advised, we do have a caller on the line. He said that Max is standing on the backside of his house.
Oh, this is crazy.
This was the home of 64-year-old Peter Allman, his 56-year-old wife Elvira, and their 37-year-old son, Maxim. Peter and Elvira were close to retiring, and were starting to look forward to enjoy a relaxed life during their twilight years. But on November 30th, 2021, something strange would happen. Peter wouldn't show up for work. Peter had always been on time and never missed a day without letting someone know, so his co-workers quickly grew worried. Within hours, they would try calling his wife, Elvira, to check on him, but when she failed to answer as well, their concern grew to the point where they contacted the police. The very same day, officers would be dispatched to the family's house for a welfare check, but when they knocked on the door, no one would answer. Worried for their health, police would break into the home only to discover an even bigger mystery. Everyone was gone. It was as if the entire family had vanished. Inside the house, officers found no signs of a struggle. The rooms were tidy and nothing immediately pointed to foul play, except for one particular detail. A white, powdery substance was scattered in all of the rooms.
Bleach.
While strange, it wasn't enough to offer any clear answers. This discovery would escalate this from a missing persons case to a murder investigation. Detectives quickly reached out to the neighbors in the area, hoping to gather information about the family's routines, or whether anyone had heard about them, planning to leave for a trip, and that's when they'd find something interesting. One of the neighbors had a CCTV camera pointed at the approximate direction of Peter's house, and a recording from earlier that morning would reveal something disturbing. 3 unidentified men were seen carrying a large wooden box and a freezer out of the Allman home and into a U-Haul truck parked outside sometime between 3 and 4 a.m. This discovery raised more questions than answers. Who were these people? And what are they moving at 3 in the morning? The U-Haul truck quickly became the center of the investigation. Finding it was crucial. Everything hinged on locating that truck. Over the following hours, detectives began checking all U-Haul facilities in the area, hoping to find a model matching the one on the CCTV. Police would use cadaver dogs, specially trained canines able to smell and identify dead human bodies to check the trucks they were searching. And on the next day, December 1st, one U-Haul truck parked outside of one of these facilities would alert one of their dogs. This alone was enough for a search warrant, and officers now had full access to break and enter into the U-Haul. Upon opening the truck, the detectives would make a gruesome discovery. 2 bodies, both brutally beaten. Peter was found inside the wooden box, and Elvira inside the freezer. However,
Bro, how you just move the bodies out, right? And just leave them in there. If you're gonna...
That makes no... Wait, what?
Scream that you want to get caught without saying you want to get caught. Because this don't even make sense.
Not at all.
You might as well have just left the bodies in there.
In the house.
one person was still missing. Their 37-year-old son, Maxim Parnell.
37? 37?
With 2 dead parents, their son missing, and an empty house, all officers could do was ask neighbors who might have interacted with Peter or Elvira in their final days. And after getting contacted by one of the neighbors over the phone, they'd get a lead that would blow the case wide open.
So yeah, you know, I get it, you're shaking. What did he tell you it happened?
He said they passed, they passed, and I'm like, wait, what does this mean? He said that they've been fighting and arguing, and he was talking to Pete, but like, he called him a liar. Pete responded with, you know, get the hell out of here, you know, and he didn't describe what happened. He said it's really unfortunate, but like, what happened is, they passed. He didn't give me any of the details about what happened. Something about a fire extinguisher, I think, but I didn't really understand him much.
Piecing together the statement from this individual, it is apparent that some sort of argument happened between Maxim and his parents before their disappearance. But what detectives hear next would set off a manhunt to trace Maxim.
Look at Maxim's eyes. If y'all watch enough, y'all know what C like to say about eyes. Look at him, C.
I looked at him.
He got like piercing eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, them ain't just like some like happy, restful, like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, motherfucker, try me if you want to. He has some try me if you want to eyes. What you got? She said, I got good eyes.
Disappearance. But what detectives hear next would set off a manhunt to trace Maxim down before he could slip away from their grasp.
I completely understand. So he says that he was going to Milwaukee?
His plan is to head in the direction of Milwaukee, to stop at like gas stations or whatever, buy prepaid debit cards for like $1,000 each, and then turn around and go back south. That way you guys think he's going north.
Okay, and how is he going to get those prepaid debit cards?
He's running the dead dad's card.
Okay.
There's the checkbook and the dead dad's card.
The checkbook and the dead dad's card, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. And he left maybe probably 10 minutes ago now?
10 to 15.
Immediately, every single officer and department, not only in Algonquin, but all surrounding states, was notified. And the hunt for Maxim, who clearly wanted to run off with the money, was on.
What money?
After 24 hours into the manhunt, at 5:45 a.m. on December 2nd, officers had a lead. By approaching AT&T, Maxim's cell phone provider, officers were able to get an approximation of his location. This was done by using cell tower triangulation, a technique in which a phone's connection to surrounding cell towers is used to pin a suspect's location. However, this comes with its inaccuracies. In Maxim's case, officers had a 223-meter radius to search, but this entire radius was cut down to just one home with just one phone call that officers receive.
166, be advised, we do have a caller on the line that says that they are Maximum's friend. His name is Andy Helzer. He said that he is outside the window on the back side of the house. I'm getting a confirmation on the address that this Andy is telling us he's at.
10-4. He says he's with Max.
He said that Max is standing on the backside of his house.
With this information, cops need to be incredibly careful as they approach Maxim. The slightest mistake right now could mean that he becomes aware of their presence and attempts to flee. If he's armed, this could quickly go from a chase to a deadly gunfight.
His house.
The advice this house has is exactly 223 meters.
Right there. Come on. Hands out of your pockets. Come out to this open area. Do you have any weapons on you? What's your name? Okay. Go ahead, turn around, face away from me. You got lethal cover. No. 90-degree offset. Right there. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back. Go ahead, relax. Nothing's gonna happen to you if you don't do anything to me.
I know. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not.
Max would refuse to say anything, so they take him to the station. Unfortunately, this meant that there were still too many unanswered questions after his arrest. Officers do not know what happened that led to Elvira and Peter's murder, and most importantly, why he would ever want to kill his own parents. But this didn't mean an end to the leads that police could gather, because soon enough, anonymous witnesses came out on their own accord in order to tell their sides of the story. The first witness was one of Maxim's neighbors, who claimed to have an audio recording of Maxim from November 29th, just a day before Peter and Elvira's disappearance.
You previously told me that on your cell phone you have a recording of what happened on the 29th. Whose voices are we going to hear?
You'll hear my voice, Raymondo's voice, and Max's voice.
All right, why don't we go ahead and play what you have there on your phone.
Before listening to this audio, keep in mind the fact that Maxim had a well-known reputation in his neighborhood for doing anything to earn money. After all, he was an immigrant from Russia, and there were very few jobs he could work, which is why this...
Is his dad an immigrant, or was he possibly a... Huh? What's it? I'm a little confused on the...
Maxim had a well-known reputation in his neighborhood for doing anything to earn money. After all, he was an immigrant from Russia, and there were very few jobs he could work, which is why this audio would reveal one of his shady sources of income.
Okay, Dad, look. I'm gonna just go.
What the fuck do you think? Like, you think I came here to fucking tell you a fucking story? Here's the fucking, look it up. Here's a $5,000 watch. It's a $7,800 watch. Where the fuck would I get this from? I got there, man.
From working?
I'm trying to get the help of a friend because I can't lift something by myself, okay? And I need to do it just like, that's it.
Lord.
And if I try to do it myself, it's like, I'm gonna, and I need someone to help me. And then also driving the car and dropping it off, it's like, I need someone to help me follow with another car, and then wherever we're going, we'll figure it out. Into the fucking lake. I know you don't understand, and you might think I'm like, whatever. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's
help us help you.
Right.
So, like, speak for yourself. I can only take so much information at once.
Right, okay.
Because, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's a heavy load to drop on somebody.
It is. You got to process.
Heavy load.
Yep.
Heavy load.
It is.
As far as,
I'll give you both the watches.
I know.
That's $1,200. That's $12,000. And pawn it by someone else. Go through somebody else's name or whatever. That's $12,000. I'll give you 3 watches. That's $17,000.
Throughout the course of the officer's investigation, it was never clarified where Maxim got his hands on expensive watches like the 3 he mentions here. Even the men he is trying to sell to sound suspicious of where exactly these were obtained from and don't budge easily. This is why Maxim becomes increasingly aggressive. In fact, his cathartic behavior only takes a turn for the worse from here on out as he begins to randomly talk about his mother, Elvira.
But here's the thing. I've been living this for my whole entire life with her. And she killed my dad. She's the reason why my dad died.
Although Elvira was Maxim's biological mom, Peter was his stepdad.
Oh.
She just had him young because you said she wasn't, yeah.
But then.
Because when they said that
I guess mom married him, and that's how she was able to come over 19. Here.
Yeah.
But then how's he able to come over here?
Maybe.
Unless because he's an immigrant.
No, I'm saying like how they met, and then she.
I'm saying, because typically, say for instance,
I don't even think that's really important, but yeah.
How you say you don't believe what?
Nothing. You can go.
No, say what you said.
I said I don't think that's important, but you can go.
It's important to me because I'm just trying to find out how the fuck he here, and he can't.
But we won't.
He can't get a job because that's part of motive though.
Mm-hmm.
That could be part of motive, financial.
I mean, yeah, that's what it's somewhat.
If he can't get a job and work, I'm just trying to understand how he was able to get here and why is he here and all this stuff. Then, like, if he,
yeah, that's what it sounded like as far as like motive wise. But
so they're married.
They're married.
How long How long him and his mom has been here?
Mm-hmm.
They come over here while he was still a child. His English pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, shouldn't he got citizenship by now though? For him to be able to obtain a job or something.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
That's the only reason why I'm bringing it up, because it can be part of the reason.
Maxim's real father committed suicide early on in Max's life, something that he is clearly blaming his mother for. Not for the first time, and certainly not for the last.
And then dropping me on the head when I was a baby, she did that on purpose. Poisoning my dog, she did that on purpose. Nonchalantly with fucking emotion, like when I try to apologize and try to love her, and she like threatens to fucking call the cops on me, which would initially like get me sent off to jail for years and years and possibly deported, and I told her that. Like, no remorse, just like, and it's like, why are you fucking with me? I'm trying to do good. Like, I know I smoke or whatever, but it's like, no, dude, like, I just got this new job shit that I've been, like, I'm going to be the ex-golf fucking bar manager going up to be general manager. And they've been doing this to me like, oh, we'll help you out. No, I don't have any money. And blaming me and shit like, you mother, like, you fucking piece of shit, you're 36 years old. And it's like, dude, I've been fucking dealing with health and mental issues, and I've, like, just got on medications, new ones, and it's like, all this is like coming to a new life, and it's like, and they this just culminated to that. And here's the thing,
bro, you too old to be still blaming somebody for, like, 36.
Everything that has went wrong is someone else's fault.
At 36.
Is he 36 or 7? I don't know.
One of the two.
One of the two. Too old.
I'm being God honest. I'm not trying to spin this. Like, I'm out there telling the truth.
Piecing together Maxim's mental breakdown, officers were able to get a rough understanding of his situation. Maxim was a man going through a midlife crisis because of financial issues. To make things worse, he held extreme suspicions against his parents, constantly believing that they had it out for him and his dogs. This was only fueled by their refusal to give him money whenever he needed it. But this only scratched the surface of the true severity of the issues he was facing. It would only be after an interview with Rebecca, one of Elvira's friends, that officers realized that Maxim was far more mentally disturbed than they imagined.
When did you first meet Maxim?
I met Max, I don't think I actually met him last year. He would come and go during COVID.
Yeah, I don't think you ever actually
His mom would drive and go pick him up where he lived, somewhere in a north suburb of Chicago. She would go and pick him up, and he'd spend Sundays here sometimes at their house in the yard. He has 2 pit bull dogs, so we would always see him out with his pit bull dogs.
About the dogs.
He would say that his mom, but that they were just always kind of getting on him about, needing to figure out what he was going to do in his life, because he's 36 years old, and he would tell him, well, he's in between jobs, he's trying to figure it out. He would talk a lot about I think he's been on medication recently for anxiety. We really connected with things with anxiety, and I don't think he had PTSD, but he never really told me his diagnosis, but he felt like the whole time he's lived here, he was like in a fog, never really. He said he would stay up all night long, he didn't sleep, and then he'd sleep during the day sometimes, and that really bothered his mom, he said.
And again, like, because the woman said he would come and go, like, during the vid, right? Mm-hmm. But was he already in the States then? The main reason why I'm asking is, say, for instance, because he's 36. Say, for instance, even 10 years ago, the mom moved here, met her husband, moved here. Ain't no telling what the hell he's been doing over there.
Well, she said, yeah, he'll come and go as far as, like, from, I guess, their house to where he was staying at in North Chicago. And
but that was just for you. I'm saying, like, when did, like, he actually come to America from Russia? Yeah. Because if he didn't grow up here, And the mom came over here, and eventually he came over here. Ain't no telling what the hell, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no telling what mentality, what reason why would he flee over here to leave from over there, where he's running from, you know what I mean?
Was it, well, I wonder, like, was he with his dad, and then whatever, you know, what happened to his dad caused him to...
That too.
In the end, I don't know, man. Because I'm thinking, like, was he once staying with his father or whatever, and then that happened, and then now he's
Because
like
I need
back.
a lot of backstory of what even led up to this that will make it clearer understanding of why he committed the crime.
Yeah.
Because right now, the stuff they're saying, there's no reason to commit the crime. It just seems like he possibly is lazy. He don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
Said that he didn't seem to be doing anything, and he just kept saying, well, he kept trying to explain to them he was in between jobs and trying to figure out what he wanted to do. He said he was bullied a lot as a kid. I know that was a conversation we had recently, that he was picked on a lot in school.
Did he say what for? Okay.
He did not. He's talking about, he always wanted to help kids that went through things that he felt like he could connect with.
Officers now slowly begin to understand the motives behind Maxim's actions. A traumatized child who is at odds with his mother for the side of his biological father and barely accepting of his stepfather, Peter. To make things worse, he was broke, and when he felt like he needed his parents the most, they weren't there for him. But there was only one.
And let's refrain from calling him a child, because he a grown-ass man. I understand he went through things as a youth. You grown, you 36. You've had time enough to grow the fuck up. But you refusing to. You know?
The most, they weren't there for him. But there is only one question that officers are left with in this entire case, and the one that is the most important. What happened on November 30th? What could have been so severe that it triggered Maxim to commit a double homicide? One of his own parents at that. There must have been some kind of catalyst that pushed Maxim to the absolute brink. And the only one who could answer this question was one of Maxim's friends, who would now provide the most crucial testimony in this entire case.
The reason why we're here is you got in contact with one of my supervisors, Sergeant Cooney, last night. And that was in reference to a conversation that you had with someone. Can you kind of take me back and tell me what that was all about?
Yeah, so I was enjoying my evening as normal. I just gotten off work about 2 hours before, and I got back here, and I was actually expecting another friend to come visit me, and my buzzer rang, so I assumed it was them, so I buzzed them in, and in came Maxim Parnov, and he had shown up before unannounced, but like it had been a few weeks.
Okay.
So he came by, and he seemed. I was like, "Hi, how are you? Like, what brings you here?" And he's like, "Yeah, hey, I think I need a place to stay. Do you know anyone that needs a roommate?" And I'm like, "What happened?" Because I knew that he had been living with his parents out in Algonquin.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "I don't really want to talk about it." I'm like, "Okay." And we keep talking, and like he seems off, so I start to pry.
Sure.
And as we're talking, I'm like, did you upset your parents? Like, what did they throw you out? Like, what happened? And he's talking about how they were starting to have strained relations, and he didn't want to get into too much detail about it. Eventually, he mentions the fact that he claimed that his mom was poisoning his dogs.
Okay.
Which I was like, that's bizarre. Like, I've never heard of anyone moving out because of that, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
This statement is consistent with the one he made when trying to sell the watches. He firmly believed that Elvira wanted to kill his dogs after robbing him of his father.
And then he starts talking about how him and his stepdad got into it. He said that his stepdad doesn't always tell him things that are 100% true. His stepdad blew up, said like, why are you calling me a liar in my own home? Threw him out. And then he said, he's like, yeah, it kind of really me for this job that I've got, this new job that I have, and I kind of already screwed that one up. I think I don't really think it's gonna work out. He's like, but I was thinking about like tying them up and like scaring the hell out of them or something. And at this point, I'm like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you can't hold your parents hostage, man. I thought it was just like some silly comment or something. Right. And he's like, yeah, that's what I was originally probably gonna do, and unfortunately it passed. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, they're no longer with us. And I'm like, you murdered your parents. He said he didn't want to say that word, but he said, actually, yeah. And,
okay. When you were talking to him, what day was this?
You guys found him Wednesday, because right after I asked if he had murdered his parents, and he didn't say no, I Googled Algonquin News.
Right.
And lo and behold, there's his Facebook picture plastered all over the internet, and I'm like, oh my god. And like my jaw hits the floor, and honestly, I don't pick it up until he leaves.
Sure.
Like and he's asking me questions like, do you know anyone that's trying to sell like a cheap car, or like anyone that like, you know, or somewhere I could sell my car, and I'm like, dude, what? I don't know how to compute at this moment. Like,
sure.
Like,
no, it's not a normal situation.
He told me several times. He's like, "Don't worry, no one's tracking me. I don't have my phone with me. I don't have my phone." I'm like, that's not even like the least of my concerns. Like, there's somebody who murdered another person in my room. So, yeah, that was my Wednesday.
I'd be terrified.
On his way out, like he told me, he's like, I think I'm gonna go to Florida, or I think I'm gonna go through Indiana. And he asked me, he's like, how do I get $50,000 out of an account? Because he was talking about his dad's bank account, and I'm like, I told him, I'm like, I don't know, man, like, go buy gift cards or something.
Okay.
Like, because I was just trying to get him.
Well, you've had someone in your house that just said something alarming, and you want to get him out of your home. It's understandable.
And I don't want to find out, like, I don't want to end up like mom and dad.
Exactly.
So he didn't seem like aggressive. He did not seem confused. He seemed like he was trying to figure out like what to do now, and he seemed melancholy
Frantic
about it. Like
okay.
Not like, but not too bad though, because I don't know. It was just, it's not. I am used to knowing Max as somebody who was pretty happy. He was going through it. He was having a hard time. He lost his job, and then things kind of degraded as he sold his place in Forest Park.
But the thing is, shit happens to everyone in this world. But that don't mean you gotta take somebody's life, and let alone your parents.
Yeah.
And we all know the money was the motivation, because the things you did after the fact. You know? It's all sad, bro. R.I.P. to them, bro. Like,
Thanks.
all because they said that basically they ain't finna take care of you.
No.
You 37. And you gotta, I'm in between jobs and trips trying to figure out, all right, why you trying to figure out, go work at McDonald's or something.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, you could go find like, just anything just to get some money in your pocket until you can get to where it is that you're trying to get to. Like whatever job it is that you're like trying to, I don't know what he was doing before, but the job that he lost, but
or something that suits your need, like what you feel like.
Just go find something.
Yeah, just
a
tweener
anything,
job.
just so you can have some money in your pocket, and then still be actively looking for something else, whatever
work
it is
at a
that
warehouse
you're
or
trying to
something. Like just put in something. Say, hey, I just need something temporary to keep the bills paid.
Like you're a grown man, bro.
Or you could have sold your car, especially if you ain't gonna be working. Sell your car. That'll give you a little extra cash in your pocket. It's a Lexus. The value holds up.
Park moved into a place on the west side. He didn't really like the west side was not treating him very well. His dogs were getting sick, like whatever. But I knew him as a pretty happy-go-lucky person, and like it was bizarre. And over the course of the last few months, I had seen him kind of like change a bit to be more and more just sad.
Okay.
And like I spent a lot of time talking to him, trying to be like, hey, go outside, socialize, get a job, like do these things, and these things will make you feel better. Trust me. Isolating yourself is not a winning move.
Maxim's isolation was more chronic than anyone could have imagined. He did not have any close friends who could help him out with his issues. His relationship with his parents was skewed, and there was barely anyone he talked to. This explains the severe dependency on his dogs that he developed since he found them to be accepting of who he was. For Maxim, his dogs were the only living creatures that he felt would not abandon him. This is confirmed by the witness's further statements, while he also reveals the details of the events leading up to the murder.
I mean, on his way out, like, the last thing he said to me was, he said, like, I just needed somebody to love me. And then, like, that was kind of the last, and then I was like, bye. And
would that be a normal thing for him to say to you, or?
He was starting to get emotional about, like, what he had done.
Was there anything that he said that led you to believe that there was a way that he had,
He mentioned, the last thing that he mentioned was there was something about a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
I could not understand it very well because he was starting to get upset. He was talking about there's something involving a fire extinguisher.
That's the dust that's on the floor. Because it's probably why he probably killed them with that, like beat him with that, and while beating him with that, it went off. That's crazy, bro.
Sure. And like the dad threw a card and was like, clean it up or something, and then something happened and now they're dead. My initial hypothesis was that since like he talked about wanting to tie them up and like scare them, that I'm assuming I'm like, well, did he poison them and he accidentally like poisoned them too much? Like did he want them just to be incapacitated so he could actually, I guess, hold them hostage?
Right.
But and overdo it. But like I don't. That's really all I thought. I mean, I have no idea what happened to them.
Okay. And as far as like the fire extinguisher, and he said that was like that happened and then they were dead. Did he like say that was like a tipping point, or did he say why the fire extinguisher was used or anything like that?
No. He got into an argument and then I can't really understand very well.
Okay.
And then he talked about the fire extinguisher and then he would not tell me anything.
Okay, didn't give any specific? Okay.
Although officers do not know the exact details of the argument, this is still a large breakthrough. An autopsy report of the bodies confirmed that the two died not because of poisoning, but due to blunt force trauma from a solid object. It is highly likely that the fire extinguisher that the witness mentioned was the weapon, as this was also consistent with the white powder that the officers found lying around the house. It was after this that he panicked and called in the landscapers to help him dispose of the bodies. Police began to fear that they could have been accomplices in the crime, and soon enough, one of them was brought in for an interview.
This is Detective Taylor. Today's date is December 3rd. Time is approximately 5:26 p.m. Okay, so I wanted to start.
You said what?
I said, I'm wondering,
They probably didn't have a clue.
They probably didn't even know. They was like, oh, you need some help, you know. And he probably was like, hey, I'll give you this or give you whatever. If you help me move a couple things. Oh, yeah. I'll help you move some stuff. And they smoothed it, and that was that. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason I wanted to talk to you was about you guys helping load up a U-Haul vehicle. Okay. Yes. Can you kind of tell me, kind of start from the beginning, how that came about?
Okay. I was taking a check with one of my clients or customer. I have their customer for years. His name is Ben. I can't remember the last name. But he lives over there in, where's that? Fox River.
Yeah. Fox River? Okay.
Right there. So I go in and I go knock the door and his wife answered the phone. I mean the door, and she said he was sick. And she gets him from the basement, and he makes me a check that he owed me for some work that I did for him in the house in Elgin. So by the time I come out, it was a guy talking to one of what's his name, Cesar, but he doesn't speak English. So he comes to me and he says, oh, I'm going to move some stuff out of my house and my basement. And I said, okay, yeah. I say I can help you because I actually get an operation done. I say, and I'm not strong. I'm not supposed to leave anything. He goes, well, get somebody, get 4 guys. I pay extra. I said, okay.
From what police know, Maxim hired a total of 3 landscapers to help him move what seemed like normal furniture into the truck. Unbeknownst to these innocent men, they were covering up the corpses of a double homicide.
And I go, what the hell do you got there? I say, oh, I got some meat. I got some meat there, so I had to move it. I said, okay. I gotta take it to the storage. I said, okay. He was just this, and there was a couch, a black couch, like a leather couch or something, black. So he moved too. He said, I gotta move just a little bit here, a little bit upstairs. I said, okay. So he has like a, ¿cómo se dice? Gabinete, o sea, el cajonero.
Cabinet?
Yeah.
You said there was a cabinet?
No, it's a dresser.
A dresser?
Yeah. Así grandote, it looks like a...
Yeah, he said it was a big, some kind of a big dresser. Just.
And he was...
Es un...
Sí.
¿Donde se ponen los platos o la ropa?
La ropa.
It's a big dresser. Okay.
So it was kind of old one, you know, old fashioned.
Yeah, he said it was very
kind of between brown and gray.
Okay.
So I kind of figured out what the hell's going on because he had tape around with a plastic cover too. So I said, well, and I said, what you got there? It's too heavy, you know. I was going to say, take the fucking doors out, you know.
Yeah.
So they will be lighter, you know. So he said, no, I got things there that I'm not supposed to take. I got to take it over there, you know.
By comparing the general movements of the landscapers recorded on CCTV with his statements, the details so far seem accurate. Although most of the suspicion has been removed, they cannot be completely sure, and by questioning him further, they can achieve 2 objectives. The first is the fact that they can make sure that none of the 3 men were accomplices. The second, and most important one, is getting more details about Maxim's behavior, movements, and intentions on the day of the murder. This can help them build the case against Maxim even more.
So, it looks like he was too nervous and he was in a hurry to things, and I kind of said, what's going on, you know? So I said, well, we have him to push the thing with one little thing with wheels and just put he throw it in the truck. And I said, are you going to need any help to get it down to the storage or what? He goes, no, I call you later if you need help. I said, okay, fine. And he took a couple, like 4 or 5 chairs, like for table chairs. Como de un comedor.
Yeah,
So,
from a dining room, like 4 chairs from a dining room.
so, and one it was broke. So the only thing I carry outside is the brake chair with a little piece, and because I can lift the stuff. So, but it looks like he was in a hurry. When he had the truck in the back, I said, I gotta bring the truck, but he parked kind of far away. And it was like a little sidewalk goes towards the house. I said, why you don't bring the truck over here? I said, over here, to be closer, you know. No, it's fine. So he moved the truck kind of far away. I don't know why. I see things that was not kind of right, you know.
Okay.
With the landscaper in the clear, there was one last aspect of this case that officers had to look into. Right after moving the bodies, Maxim began approaching multiple people in hopes that they would help him. However, he faced rejection after rejection from everyone. One of these individuals that Maxim was closely involved with was an ex-gang member.
He says, this is Max. I said, oh, okay, what's up, man? How you doing? And he says, I don't know, not too good, this and that. I've been on the road all day and stuff, man. Are you at home? I said, yeah, I'm at home. And he says, you think I could pop by? Like, I'm literally like in the neighborhood. I got my dogs with me. Anyway, so he comes up and that's kind of what he said. It's just like, he goes, I got 2 bodies.
He said,
he didn't say his parents, he says, I got 2 bodies.
Okay. So he's got 2 bodies.
He says, I got 2 bodies. I said, what do you mean bodies? He says, oh, I killed my parents. You gotta help me, man. My hand's all f***ed up. I beat him to death. My fucking hand, I can't even move my fucking hand. My foot's all f***ed. He goes, man, it's my help. I said, it ain't gonna be me. I don't even know if he's telling the truth. I know something happened with him because he looks all disoriented, you know.
Explain that to me.
Like, I don't know.
Like if you were to paint a picture.
Let's say you loved your brother or sister, that best friend just died in front of you, disoriented.
Okay.
Yeah, he looked pretty fucked up, you know.
Was he crying or was he?
No, yeah. It looked like he'd been going through some. Yeah, like he might have been crying.
All of the pieces finally began fitting into place. On November 30th, an argument happened between Maxim and his parents that stemmed from Maxim's financial situation. Peter was likely fed up with him not being able to earn and wanted to kick him out. The argument worsened, and years of pent-up trauma for Maxim exploded as he felt the only pillar of support in his life collapse. In a moment of rage, he grabbed the closest object he could find, a fire extinguisher, and began swinging at Elvira and Peter, bashing their heads.
That's sad.
This was Maxim's sweet release. He finally got rid of his mother, who he blamed for several things: his father's death, poisoning the dogs, and never being there for him. As for Peter, Maxim likely never even accepted him in the first place. Almost immediately afterward, he fled, trying to get help from anyone he could, believing that any acquaintances of his could help. But he was abandoned, just like he abandoned his own parents and tried to flee the state. All that mattered to him was that his biggest source of misery was gone. This is the reason he was nonchalant and didn't even care when officers arrested him. Maxim went on to plead guilty in the murder of his stepfather as part of a plea deal. In return, the charges related to his mother's murder were dropped. This allowed him to avoid a life sentence without parole, and he instead received 50 years in prison.
You motherfucking lying. No. Woo. Nah, that's crazy, see. Is that not crazy? So he only got 50 years. He pled guilty to one more. Bro, you murdered both. How the hell do y'all not just say, hell no, you going down for both murders? You more okay with the fact that out of all this evidence? Or do you think the evidence wasn't strong enough?
The evidence is strong. How was it not strong?
I think they just want that easy conviction, bro.
The evidence is strong, sir. Like if you can get them on one, you can get them on both. You did it on the same day at the same time in the same house.
Or where he said the motive behind the reason why he killed one is because the other one killed the other one. The one he killed the other one. So it's like we can't necessarily pinpoint. Just I don't know. I was just trying to make it make sense.
And then you move their bodies, had people help you. You literally hired people to help you. You stole things from the house, one, because that stuff wasn't yours anyway. And then you were trying to get other people. You going to people telling them, like, huh? Man.
I don't know, see.
Okay. 50 years. He got 50 years. Okay.
I don't know.
That's that. What can I do? Nothing.
Nothing but criticize. I wish the justice system was more fair with how they.
Yeah.
And I get.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10 he gets parole option. Cause he was in Illinois, right? Mhm. I know sometimes they can plead guilty and only do like 50%. They I know they
rest in peace to both of them, cause
justice was not served, bro.
That
not at all.
That
what you think?
No, not at all. But again, I can't do anything. That's crazy.
Hey, man. With that being said, y'all spam us up in the comments. Let us know y'all thoughts down below in the comment section for us, man. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are.
Ain't no time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and on the